I have no idea how many dolls are going to get dressed this time. So let's find out. I have 5 left. I know I won't get those done in an hour, but let's see how far we can get. We start with this. This is a Betty Teen in a wig. She originally had, you can see the remains of her original hair. It was mostly brown with this sort of center flare of light purple, but the hair fiber was terrible and the haircut was worse. Now, most Betty Teens you see didn't have any fantasy hair colors, and also the makeup on this one is a lot more, she's in focus. The makeup on this one is a lot more bold than most Betty Teen makeup. So this might have been a rare doll, but it's my doll, so here we are. So again, as with all the dolls in previous videos and later in this video, might get rerouted someday, but until then, there's a wig. This is a Monster High Create-A-Monster wig, so it doesn't perfectly fit. It actually sits up really high off the top of the doll's head. Like the top of the doll's head is here, and then the wig is here. But, so here she is, and this is a body that Flowcent, it's one of the modern non-fashionistas articulated Barbie bodies, which I might cut the hands off and put new wrists on. And John gave me a recommendation of the metric sizes of bits to look for if I do buy bits, so thanks for that, John. So, let's see what this doll wears. Contrary to her original Barbie and the Rockers vibe and her relatively bold makeup for a Betty Teen, I think I'm still going to try to put her in something more on the sweet side. I mean, yeah, maybe this hair isn't super sweet, but I think Betty Teen overall is a very sweet looking doll. And again, apologies for the child out there. It's allergy season and he's not shy about clearing his throat. Of course, this is the first thing I put. It's on top. It's not exactly sweet, but it might go with the purple hair a little better. And the red lipstick. Now, if I want sweet, that's not the bag I should look at. If I want sweet, I should look in the slightly more elaborate dress bag. Of course, we can make Halloween sweet and go with this bat dress that was on top, and I might actually do that because this bat dress was on, has been on one other doll ever since I made it, so it hasn't been on many different dolls, but it was on that doll until like 2 weeks ago, so it's been like on display ever since I made it, but this would be a chance to put it on a different doll. Because I had been thinking of maybe doing her little more retro and doing this thing, this dress that I made for female action figures long ago, like in 2006 or 2007. But I had actually kind of forgotten about this dress, so that's why I'm mini-touring it. And you've seen my other videos. I'm sure this doll will not be dressed quickly. And even if this doll is dressed quickly, probably be the only one. Now, the body that this dress was on before was not a standard fashion doll size body. It was an odd action figure, so this might not actually fit a Barbie body, but it'll be close. Okay, I see now. I mean, how many years ago I did make this? And the bow was listing off center. Looks like I actually sewed it center. It's just askew. Like I think her wig is too. Or it could just be that the bangs are cut crooked. Either is possible. So she'll be a little vaguely spoopy, I guess. Spoopy sweet. Alright, so that's the dress, and she needs everything else. Of course, you might be thinking about this. So let's see how that goes over the... Since this is for Barbie, it might not fit over the Monster High size wig very well. Looks like it's not. This would, but it's not the right style. Alright, so, hosiery. You know, that's a deep dive in the bottom box. Alright, what hosiery might she wear? Let's see, do I want to keep it Halloween-ish or sweet or go off in a weird direction? Because people comment about how they, some of the combinations of doll clothes I put together, they think, you know, they never would have thought of it and they don't know how I think to put it together. Sometimes I have distinct ideas for things that I think will work well together. Sometimes it's just, you know, throw it against the wall and see what sticks. I'm like that when I sew like doll clothes with mixed prints too. Sometimes I will have prints that I put a lot of thought into which ones coordinate well with each other. Sometimes I open the drawer that the cloth is stored in, and because things have gotten shuffled around so much, stuff is next to each other that I didn't put next to each other, but I see it next to each other and say, oh, those look cool together. So I am a probably frustrating combination of planning and happenstance. So I think we'll go with these sparkly purple tights. So shoes. To have the neutral shoes that will fit over the tights. I mean, these are neutral, but they definitely look over the tights. These are Ken. What I want to do, contrast shoes. I should probably use black shoes. However, I think most of my black boots have been used. Totally the wrong vibe. Although, if you want to, you know, make reference to the classic Hollywood Frankenstein shoes. But I'm not going to. So I think that's Fashion Royalty, so it probably won't actually fit on that foot. Nope. Click was rather alarming, and it might have been the toe of the tights ripping. Or maybe the toe of the tights were already ripped. That's one problem with making doll hosiery out of actual, like, cheap pantyhose, which is what this was. This was like cheap Halloween hose from years ago. Is, oh, you know how easy it is to put a hole in pantyhose. Alright, so now there is a huge hole in the toe of this. And I can re-sew it. That will take time and jostle the camera. So, okay, well, maybe I won't use a small shoe this time. looked in this box before. I said, oh, before I got distracted with a shoe, I tried, so read that. Okay. Alright, these actually are right versus left. Might go with that. Let's see, this doesn't have to be pretty, so I will use the longest thread I have. This is not my only pair of Barbie tights. With the toes sewn up. Oh man, that's really battering bad. And of course, I've done this precariously so the whole doll is about to slide off onto the floor. Okay, slight diversion. Anyway, yeah, those little boots do fit, but they're a little too stylish. And we've established that my child is sarcastic, right? The sounds you're hearing are not surprising at all, are they? Oh, come on. That'll be the thread again. Alright, so I'll probably just bust to the toes of these again after I find another pair of shoes to try on. I'm thinking I might not go black shoes again. I might try on something else, maybe. I told you this doll wouldn't be dressed quickly. Okay. I'm drawn to these because they're just as 80s as the doll's face. But you follow the same general style. Ooh. I put a wash on these a few years ago to make them more detailed. Now the wash is getting sticky. I might have to strip the wash off these. Are these right or is left? I can't tell. Don't think they are. Now that's going to pop the toe again. I can feel it. Alright, so I might go with those. Yes, I just heard something loud drive by and did acknowledge it, because my window is not open. This neighborhood is full of loud things that drive by all the time. Alright, so yeah, leaning toward these. And incidentally, these knockoff doll cowboy boots from the 80s fit a lot better than the Barbie boots from the 80s, because the Barbie boots from the 80s relied on the doll having a squishy foot, so the interior of the boot was actually not shoe-shaped, it was just like, not almost like a round-ended cone, and you were supposed to, you know, put the doll's foot in and the doll's foot would deflect into being that shape. So, I discovered that as a kid when I think I tried to put some cowboy boots on My First Barbie, and the feet wouldn't go in. Because I was the weird kid who noticed stuff like that. Alright, let's see. Don't think there's any jewelry that is jumping out at me as being appropriate for this. Okay, so I'm gonna look at hats again, and I'm probably gonna put that witch hat on her again and wish that it fit. Wait a minute. This is probably way too big for that head doll head. This doll hat is, I think, for completely different scale doubles, although, like I said, this is a Monster High wig crammed onto a kind of large, anyway, doll head. So it does fit, but it doesn't really go. I do have one or two solid black witches hats I've made, but they're being used right now. Yes, this can't sit down far on her head as I'd like it to, but I'm gonna cheat, which I do for hats all the time. Let's see, give me a bent. That's not too bent. Really bent. So bent I don't care if I bend it more. That'll work. It's probably been a doll hat already. Okay, there was already a hole in this hat from where it was fastened to the doll's head in the box. So I just used that hole again. Jab in a pin with a black top, so it's a little harder to see. And I was going to say here we know, but she could use some petticoats. Where is the skirts bag? Shirts. This is pants. We're all going to have these memorized eventually. Alright, skirts. This is a simple, like, one or two circles of lace that I sewed together to make a petticoat for female action figures 15 or 16 years ago, and it has actually been used way more than I ever expected. I just did it so I could make a gag photo of a female action figure in like a poodle skirt wielding a lightsaber, because I just figured out how to do lightsaber effects in Photo Editor. Don't have the lightsaber anymore, don't have the figure anymore, not even using that same photo editor anymore, don't have the poodle skirt, but I certainly still have this petticoat, which actually I have modified. It was a lot longer, but I cut it down for the shorter Barbie dresses. Alright, there we go. And I'm always it's just hilarious when the camera recognizes the doll face as a face. And now it recognizes me as a face. Hi! Okay, so one doll in 20 minutes. Yeah. Okay, so I had her pile of finished dolls who still need their photos taken. Alright, so let's go on to this doll. This is a doll that Flo sent this head on this body. This is a Chic Boutique head, and I've looked at these dolls. These dolls were like lower price dolls that showed up in Big Lots a lot, like 6-10 years ago. I don't remember. And this is a reboot that Flo did, which makes it for a nice, relatively skinny braid for a doll. It's just perimeter reboot, and he altered the hairline. And when he sent this doll to me, it had her left eyebrow and her left eye roughly sketched in, and I tried to mirror them on the other side, and if Flo's shapes of everything were tall, mine were wide. So each eye and eyebrow that I made had the same amount of surface area as the ones that he did, but the distribution was completely wrong, so I wiped those off and repainted her. And actually, I do wish I could have preserved Flo's stuff, but I just bungled it so much. And I didn't put a lot of thought into it, and we have this fairly cleanly stylized face. And I'd put a picture, I'm watching the camera try to track the face. I put the picture of my initial attempt at her face paint on Instagram. A lot of people said, oh, she has a lot of personality. I think the personality still shows through, but now she's more symmetrical. But do I have clothes for her? Because this is an Integrity Toys body, even though it's not Fashion Royalty, it's Dynamite Girls. But it's still, you know, more... I just have this mental idea that Dynamite Girls are so much more glam than my own dolls. Although I could completely unglam her. I don't know. I could go for the witchy. I'm just digging out skirts now because the bag of skirts is open. You know, I usually start with the shirt. For one thing, because shirts usually have to be put over the legs, and if I start with a skirt or pants to put the shirt on, I have to either take them off or try to be lazy and pull the shirt or skirt up, or the shirt over the pants or skirt, and that just never goes well. But you know that I don't really put thought into anything. Alright, that's long sleeve stuff. Which probably could go with long sleeve stuff. Or I could go cute instead of witchy. Because, I mean, I don't have glam doll clothes. And there's one of these dolls who's going to need glam. And I'm really not sure if I'll be able to dress that doll at all. That could be a simple thing to do. Actually, yeah, I'm going to try it. I'm going to see how that looks. Although there's lint all over this. This is from One Modern Circle Melody. And I know I can take these hands off. These hands don't match the body perfectly, but that's okay. Anyway, this shirt is from One Modern Circle Melody. The cardigan that came with One Modern Circle Melody is one of those pieces of clothes that's pretty much always on some doll somewhere. Let's see, it's just the right length that the waistline of the skirt is going to peek out under the shirt. want to keep with that, or I want to try something else. I don't think I have any long-sleeved, solid colored black sweaters. I have. There's a red that I got from Etsy. I don't think it would really go with her though. 1990s Barbie shirt. Must have gotten snagged on something, but this seam allowance fold over that's pulled. In the 90s I had that outfit. I used it a lot. Alright, I'm going to stick with this, but then dive into the cardigans and jackets. Peachy color in the skirt, so where is... I know I had it in my hand the last video. I had a lot of clothes in my hand in the last video trying to dress that doll. That's a little peachier than the oranges in her skirt. And we know how much trouble I had trying to find a black jacket in the last video. So, okay, so do I want to do this, yes or no? Or do I want to give her a completely different skirt? Or what about this one? This I got in a Flickr doll sewing knitting gift exchange in like 2006. Which actually goes with, where's that shirt? I'm pretty sure the shirt that was made with it or not. I'm wondering, is that just even a little bit longer? Just a tiny bit. And I think I prefer the black though. Again, not going to work because this doll is way too big. But it would be cute. Pretty sure her arms are too long. Maybe not. It would be nice to have this doll's arms obscured because these hands don't match. Yeah, this is an A-zone jacket that Alejandra sent me. I'm not sure if it will actually fit across the shoulders over a sweater of this doll, since A-zone clothes are made for like a Bitsu size and Volk size. it's a very tight fit. See, I'm not sure I want to keep that skirt with that combination now. So I have a lot of skirts that I haven't been getting into. Like this is the skirt I picked up initially just as a ha-ha. Which this probably won't fit her because it's made for a Barbie size waist. I know this is made for a Tammy. Made for dolls who have waists. I said I'm not really used to dressing fashion royalty dolls. Their measurements are a lot more extreme than the dolls I usually gravitate toward. I made this skirt for a made-to-move doll, but I accidentally used the old Fashionista's measurements, so it's actually a little bit too tight around the waist for me, especially since I'd had a shirt tucked into it before. Maybe? Or do I want a more dramatic skirt? Because I do have a lot of skirts. Because they're easy to make. Sometimes you just whip up a skirt because you have a little bit of cloth and it's just enough to make a skirt. See, that won't work because the waistline will be too big. Well, maybe obviously I'm tucking in the shirt. And that is the reason that dolls have tiny waists. It's so you can tuck things in. But I'm not sure tucked in is the look for this, but I think overall this might be the skirt. I'm gonna cheat. I know people comment on my ability to reach over and just pull stuff out of nowhere. I've spent a lot of time curating stuff. But that doesn't mean there aren't things quite often where go to where I think they should be and they're not. Usually it's after they've been there for years. I say to myself, well, it would make more sense to put this elsewhere. So what I'm doing right now is I'm overlapping the back of the skirt more than the Velcro is set up to do. And pinning it so it will fit on this smaller fashion related waist. But there's a lot of layers to go through here. It might even still be a little loose. But maybe this will help. I don't know. It's another thing I make a lot of is sewing random pieces of lace together to make slips and petticoats and stuff. And this one accidentally made the elastic in it too small, so it doesn't really work well on Barbies, but it will work on a Fashion Royalty, and it'll help hold that skirt up. Yeah, I did not expect this doll to have this style, but at least this unexpected style is happening faster than the last video. Alright, we're going to do... I think I should find shoes for her before I pick out whether she needs socks or not. Yes, I am going with those shoes that destroyed the hosiery in the last doll. Because they are slightly soft, I know Fashion Royalty feet aren't quite the same size as Barbie feet. Plus they have that same kind of retro cute vibe as the rest of the outfit maybe kind of sort of has. So no hosiery for that because they will not fit under those shoes. Yes, that is a molded Barbie. I know. What do I have on my next? That has maybe has a nice, vaguely witchy vibe. Maybe. Am I mumbling too much again? It's still weird to be vocalizing all this stuff instead of just, thinking it. Oh, this might be cute without the jacket. But it's a great jacket. I think I'm going to take the jacket off and save it for a doll that it actually fits. Also, that makes her outfit back to monochrome without those little bits of red. Although, again, that goes back to exposing that her hands don't really match the rest of her arms. But That's fine. For now. This is a bit of some spider web lace I cut out a while ago. Wow, it's really been 42 minutes on 2 dolls. I am certainly providing you with nice background noise for your dolly endeavors, aren't I? Okay, I'm just going to check in the belt bag real fast. Oh yeah, there's this wrestler doll. Corset. Not quite. Oh yeah, I remember what I wanted on the scarf, but I don't know if you can find it here instead. Oh, maybe I won't do that. I know you can't see what I'm messing with around here. This is one of those things I made recently completely randomly. And it does really need to go on somebody with dark hair. Because I chose dark elastic just because I hadn't, not because I was thinking about what kind of dolls would wear it. I was thinking that maybe you could have that too, but that's too out. See, now I feel bad that there's no other red, because I like to have the color distributed, so back to monochrome. Anyway, while I was mid-thought about, and I got distracted by that, you can't see what I'm doing, can you? I forgot to reposition the camera, so it was a little lower. Instead you're looking at me instead of the dolls, and I know you'd rather see the dolls. Come on, there's the folders, the other edge. Yeah, that might be a little too much. Alright, stop overthinking. I used to have a lot of white ribbons. Must have used them all. They were like all from Jean packaging, Jean doll and Tonner packaging. Because you know that I keep stuff right, I don't throw stuff away. If it seems useful, it gets stashed somewhere. And then once there gets to be too much of it, take a good look at it and say, alright, is it time to admit that it's actually trash, or is it time to use it? Alright, so there we go, with a more restrained, well, relatively more restrained bow. Okay, so that was 2 dolls and 47 minutes. I have 3 dolls left here. And they all might have their own challenges. So I'm going to call this a video, and I will do the other 3, hopefully, in the next and last one for this current block of dolls. And then I'm going to do other stuff, and as far as I know, I don't have plans for dolls, but, you know, dolls can surprise you. Alright, so thanks for watching.